Hello you beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. It's pizza night, which I'm so excited about. We have been making a lot of our food at home lately, and that does include pizza. I know, we've actually been loving it. So I am gonna show you how we've been making our pizza, because if you wanna make your own too, you can try our recipe. About 4:30, we usually eat around 6, so I'm gonna go ahead and work on the pizza dough now. But I'm gonna walk you through it step by step. I make the pizza dough, DC makes the sauce, and then he usually assembles the pizza. I'm gonna use my KitchenAid mixer for the dough, but if you don't have one, I'm sure it would work if you hand kneaded it. It's just gonna be a little bit more work you gotta put into it. I'm gonna put my dough hook attachment on, and I'm gonna mix everything with my dough hook, just because why not? All the ingredients you're gonna need: flour, sugar, olive oil, salt, and then a packet of active dry yeast. And then you'll also need a cup of water as well. I got a cup of water, so I'm just gonna heat it up until it reaches about 110 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. I will just use a thermometer, meat thermometer, to see where I'm at with the temperature. I'm gonna dump the water in the bowl. And now we're gonna add our packet of yeast over the water. Go ahead and add the sugar. And I'm gonna do 1.5 teaspoons of sugar, because I don't want the dough to be too sweet. Some recipes call for more, I just do 1.5 teaspoons. Now I'm gonna let this sit for about 5 to 10 minutes until it gets kind of frothy. Okay, so it's been almost 10 minutes now, and you can see it's kind of frothy in there. So we're good to go. We're gonna get started on the actual dough part now. So I do about a tablespoon. I'm just gonna pour it until I think it's good. Like that. And for the salt, you can add as much as you like. You can add a couple teaspoons, you can add up to a tablespoon, whatever you want. I'm just gonna sprinkle this in here until it's good. There we go. For the flour, I'm gonna do about 2.5 cups. Isn't gonna be exact, but. I'm gonna put it on the mixer and mix it up. Once it's completely formed together, I mix it for at least an extra 5 to 10 minutes. I like my dough to have a warm environment to rise in, and with the AC on in here, it's kind of cold. And since it's raining outside right now, there's absolutely no sunlight. So what I like to do is turn my oven on to super low setting, and as soon as you start seeing the numbers go up, like it's heating up, I just turn it off. So I want my oven to be just very minimally warm. So what I'm gonna do now is just scoop all the excess dough off the dough hook, leave it in my KitchenAid bowl, and then I'm gonna cover it with like a cheesecloth or a towel. I'm gonna let it rise pretty much as long as it takes DC to make this sauce. We got our towel on top of this. Now we're just gonna set it in the warm oven that is turned off to rise. Okay, next up we're gonna make the sauce. I'm just gonna kind of film DC while he's doing it. But what you're gonna need for the sauce is, let me zoom in on the ingredients. You're gonna need oregano, salt, 2 containers of like vine tomatoes, which there's 6 in each, so about 12 vine tomatoes, garlic, fresh basil, and olive oil. And then you're gonna need a cutting board with a knife and a pot with a lid.
How's it going, gang? So we're just gonna wash off these tomatoes real quick. These little tomatoes are pretty easy to pluck off the vine, so just pluck them all off here and throw your vine away. And next what we're gonna do is just kind of slice these tomatoes in half. And that's what you kind of got on the inside. And after you slice all of these up, we're just gonna de-seed them. Man, I mean, it's just as simple as just kind of sticking your little finger in there, rip the inside off. You got some seeds and that excess water, and that's pretty good. And afterwards, you just throw that in the pan. Use some whatever olive oil that you enjoy. Gonna just throw some in there, and then let that heat up, and then when that's done, then we'll throw the tomatoes in there. Guys, we got the tomatoes all cut up here, and I've already threw some in there, but after they've kind of been de-seeded and everything, and I like to just use mine, cut it in half and throw them in there. You can make them smaller if you want, but I just like doing them in half. So the tomatoes are small enough. Alright, for this we're going to use 3 garlic cloves. You can use however many you want, but just kind of get the skin off, just crush them all. And then, for the most part, you can peel away the skin pretty easily. Once you got those peeled up, you can go ahead and slice them. Garlic, throw it in there. Here we got a 4th clove, and we're going to use this for a little garlic butter that I like to put on the edge of the crust. So we'll chop this up real quick. The next we're going to get some fresh basil and just wash these off real quick, and then once we do so, we'll throw these in the sauce as well. And got some salt. Use whatever salt you want. I just like to use a little bougier brand. And we'll put a decent amount of salt in here. Not that much. And we got some dried oregano in there. Again, no need to measure. Sprinkle some in there. Now we got this simmering, so just go ahead and kind of stir everything up. And you want to keep this in here for, again, on medium-low for about 30 minutes or so. Just break down those tomatoes and get all the ingredients mixed together. So we'll leave that in there for, I guess, about 25 minutes now, and we'll cover it up, and then see you guys in a few. Now for the little garlic butter, I'm gonna use about, just about a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half here. Now I got your bowl. Get the wrapper off. Got that leftover garlic clove that we used. Just put that on there like so. And then just get a little pinch of salt. Put that in there too. Right before we put the sauce on the crust, we'll just take this and microwave it for, I don't know, like 20, 30 seconds. Just wait for it to melt down. And once you have it all liquidy, you can add just a little bit of olive oil into the mix. Stir that up, and you'll have some garlic butter. Then once in a while, just check in, give it a quick little stir. Just make sure everything breaks down pretty easily.
I'm gonna get the dough out of the oven now because he's gonna put it on the pizza pan. So let's get it out. Here it is. There she is. She's definitely at least double in size. So he's just gonna press the dough out until it's all the way flat across the entire pizza pan. And then you can form a crust after that. He just kind of kneads it out with the palm of his hand so that it doesn't get stuck. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the oven on, and we cook on 425.
And then, as you can see, we got the dough to all the edges, and then just what I like doing, I like just a little pinch just to get some of that crust up the pan wall a little bit. Just kind of be careful that you don't push too hard, because then you'll cause a gap and the dough will break. I think the sauce is about done, and we're gonna blend it up here. I'm gonna throw this in the microwave for 20-30 seconds. After it's microwaved, just add just a little bit of olive oil to it. That's probably it. Yourself a baster, and then for me, I'm just gonna kind of go along the edges here. Now we got our sauce, and looks like it's pretty good thickness. That's why we kind of de-seed them, get that excess kind of water out and everything. Swirl this around. And got some Costco Kirkland fresh mozzarella that we're going to use. And what's nice about this is it's already sliced in pretty good sized pieces. Alright, pizza's all good. We're gonna go put it in the oven now at about 425 for usually about 25 minutes, does it? Alright, time's up. Let's take it out. We reheated this real quick, so lather that up and then just kind of a last coating around the crust. And then we like just some extra garlic on the pizza, so we'll just kind of put some garlic here and there just for some extra flavor. Leftover basil we already just washed it, so just make sure you wash your basil before putting it on. And then we just scatter it around the pizza just to your liking. Got it all put together. We're just gonna let it, sit there for a few minutes, and then we'll kind of dig in and start cutting it.
The pizza is all ready to go and it looks amazing. So I'm gonna do a little taste test for you guys.
That's some good stuff.
Oh yeah, that is delicious. Not only is it healthier for you, but it just tastes so fresh. All the ingredients are fresh that we used, and you can tell that it's homemade. I highly recommend you try making homemade pizza because it's life-changing, but I also don't feel awful after eating it. If you do try this recipe, let me know down in the comments what you think. I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the rest of this pizza now, but please give this video a thumbs up and then hit the subscribe button to see more videos like this. See you later.